Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. We always get a lot of parents that come for our incoming sixth grade orientation. And it's really important to us that you come and ask as many questions as you want. We're going to give you information right out of the chute, and then we'll do some time for questions. We'll also repeat this same presentation tonight at 6:30. You certainly don't need to come back, but tell your friends and neighbors that we will have another session tonight. And then we're also going to stream it, which not a digital native. So this is Megan Johnson. She's causing that to happen for us. So this is a microphone and this is a microphone, and I hope I don't look like a dork right here. So if you don't know me, my name is Marilyn Burke. I get to be the principal at Liberty. Stephen Baranowski is here. He's our dean of students. And as you walk down the hallway, you will have noticed our quiet for testing signs. Our associate principal, Gary Mueller, is proctoring and a smarter balanced assessment. We have the 7th graders are testing this week. I also mentioned to the parents that appeared earlier, you'll see some kids at 10 o'clock come in for breakfast. We offer second chance breakfast here, just a second opportunity for kids to eat. We know that many of our kids weren't eating in the morning, and so we just, adjusted our schedule just enough to carve out 10 minutes so they can come in and grab a snack and then get back to class. So you'll see them, just ignore them, they're used to that, just get ignored. I also see our counseling staff has just joined us. We have Billy Jo McKeithrin and Emily Fitch. At Liberty, we divide the counseling staff into alphabet so that they'll be with your child all throughout their Liberty middle school career. So Mrs. McKeithrin does the last part of the alphabet and Ms. Fitch does the first part of the alphabet. We also have Allison Benjamin here, who's our PTO president for next year, and we'll give her a couple of minutes a little bit later to give you some information about PTO. If you did not pick up a pink letter, if I didn't give one to you, there's some on the table. Could you raise your hand where those letters are? Right there. The 6th graders are required to have a Tdap immunization before they start 6th grade. That's a new requirement as of 2 years ago. It's really important that you have this information now so you can get that booster shot. If you don't choose to immunize your children, then there's a method for you to take care of that. But one of those two things has to happen. And if that doesn't occur, unfortunately, they're not allowed to attend school. It's a state law. So we want to give this to you right away so that you saw it. So we're going to go into, before we advance off this slide though, I wanted to point out to you, in case you're unaware, that Liberty has won a significant number of significant awards this spring. In the bottom corner there, you'll see we're a 2014 Academic Achievement Award. This is a state award given every year to students who demonstrate a specific amount of growth based on all cohorts of students. That's low-income kids, regular income kids, students with IEPs, students without IEPs, any kind of configuration you can figure. they look at this really achievement index, a very in-depth achievement index, and Liberty has won it every single year since the award has been given by the state of Washington. So we just won it again. There are 2 middle schools in the state that have won it every single year, and the other one is Skyridge. So Camas is definitely the place to raise your family and get a great education for your kids. This model school, we're a national model school. I have the great good fortune to sit on the National Principals Board, and through that work, I began talking with some people who are really intrigued by our schedule that we're going to share with you today and our leadership opportunities. And through that, then we were acknowledged as a national middle school, a national model school. There are only 2 schools that aren't on the East Coast. One of them is Arizona, and the other one is Liberty. So we're very excited about that. We'll go present at a conference in Atlanta in July. Atlanta in July. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. And then up here, you can see the best middle school in Clark County. That was a Columbian readership poll, and Liberty was chosen as the best middle school in Clark County. So if you read the comment and you voted for us, thank you very much. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, good job. I read the Post Record. The Post Record is my news of choice. So I didn't even know that. Someone told me about it. So we did talk about this before we started because we didn't want to do that. Is this you? Is it me? Okay, so I'm going to talk about our schedule. Our schedule is really unique. Your students, and I think that's probably what most of you have questions about, except maybe bullying, and we'll talk about that later. So our schedule is really unique in that our teachers have a common plan. So all students go to 4 core classes and they travel as a team. So they have language arts, social studies, typically a 2-hour block. We're working on that for next year, math and science. And so that cohort of about 30 kids goes together through all those classes. The teaching team also has another cohort of students. And so the reason for that is that if students need to be separated, potentially, sometimes happens, or combined for ability grouping purposes, then we can do that easily within that schedule, and the students their teachers aren't disrupted. They get to have the same teachers, but maybe in a slightly different order. So they have 4 core classes. And then they all have health fitness. At Liberty, we do 3 weeks of health and then 3 weeks of fitness and apply the health skills that they learn to their fitness rotation. So it was health, fitness, health, fitness, health, fitness, all year long in 3-week increments. Students do dress down for fitness at Liberty and at Skyridge and at Camas High School. The kids are when we're meeting with the students, are like, what? I have to change my clothes in front of other people? So yes, there are stalls. The kids can go into a stall and change, and many of them will at first. But after a very short amount of time, they just change their clothes. Like nobody's really looking at them. They're just changing their clothes and they're going to go play. So our schedule allows for that flexibility. It's a long checkup time, which you'll see in a moment when you see our schedule. It's about 80 minutes for fitness, and that's fantastic. Our kids really love to go play. They get to choose one thing, and that is their elective class. We call it STAR. It stands for Student Arts Rotation. So they can choose band, which is an all-year class, and Mr. Kenyon happens to be present in the room. He's hoping all students sign up for band. That's what he hopes for, all of them. We also have a choir class that's all year long, so kids can take choir all year long, or band all year long, or they can sign up for the rotation. So your child, if they attend Lacamas or Helen Valor, should have or will be receiving today a peak forecasting form. I've collected a couple already. You can also turn those in. Your child should take them back to their school, and then they get marked off on the list. But I'll keep these. So the kids have one choice, and that's whether they want band or choir or rotation. The rotation, as you can see, includes art, tech, and drama, or art, tech, and drums. Those are the choices for 6th graders. So we can answer questions about that later. They have their playtime in the middle of the day, which is really important for us. They get a chance to learn for a while, and then play, and then learn some more. So this is what our schedule looks like. Now, really the only thing you need to look at is right here. We run, that just made me like dizzy.
Anybody else? Just me?
So we run 3 schools at a time. We run an 8th grade school, 7th grade school, and a 6th grade school. They don't commingle. They don't pass at the same time except right before 7th period and then at the very beginning of the day. So this is our 8th graders, this is our 7th graders, these are the 6th graders. that we want you to look at. Just ignore the rest of it, because it can be a little confusing when you see it. You can see that they go to core for the first 2 periods. That's either language arts and social studies or math and science. And then they go play. So they have 80 minutes to go do whatever. And we run it on an alternating schedule. So on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, they go to either health or fitness. And on the other days, they go to their STAR class. It's 80 minutes. On Friday, they do both, so that they always start the first day of the week is odd. So whatever they have first period, or third period, that's where they go. Raise your hand if that's confusing to you. Right? It sounds confusing. But the thing of it is that the kids do it for about 3 days and they've got it figured out. So it seems confusing to us, but the kids get it right away. They know it's an odd day, whatever they have on their odd day, if it's band, they go to band. They go to band Monday and Wednesday, and then on Friday, right? So the kids figure it out right away. So then they go play, and then they come back for one section of core, then they have their lunch, and then they have their last section of core. So that's their 4 core classes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And at the end of the day, all students have a focus class. Now, this class is designed for either pre-teaching, reteaching, or enrichment. All students go. We used to have a system where some kids got to have fun electives, and the other kids who needed assistance in math or reading potentially didn't get to go to a fun class. And that created this stratification of the kids who already had it and already got it, got more cool things. The kids who were struggling, were unhappy because they didn't get to go do cool things. So not everyone does it. And it's either literacy or math, everyone does it. So it's either enrichment or remediation, 7th period. And then right now, the last term, we have 3 trimesters, just like in elementary school. 3rd trimester, halfway through, we start elective classes that the teachers teach. So now all kids, none of the kids need to go to remediation anymore, but they still need it. They also get a chance to do cool things. So classes in the 6th grade include geocaching, there's a poetry class, there's a comic book class where the kids will create their own comic book. So there's 8 options for the kids to choose from, and that's the last 10-ish weeks of school. So that's what the kids are doing right now. And they'll get a chance to pick those classes at the end of the school year, right before it starts, so they don't get confused. So that is our schedule. We may have questions, but just hold your questions and we'll get back to this later.
All right, so I get to talk to you guys a little bit about our building and how it lays out and what that means for your kids. One of the biggest questions we get is, what happens if I get lost? Well, we do a lot of pre-teaching with the kids to make sure that that doesn't happen. And if it does happen, we help them out with it. So as you look at our school, it's laid out in kind of a road system. So here we have all our 100 rooms. That's what we call this street right here, First Street. We try to make that as simple as for the kids. So we have our 200s here, our 300s here, First, Second, Third Street. This big hallway that divides, or that goes through our whole school here, that's Main Street. And then this one up here that divides our school, we call it Division. And so as the kids learn it, it's really simple. Okay, you need to go down First, take left on Division, and it'll be on your right-hand side. It's pretty nice. And then the one thing we have for 6th grade, we have all of our 6th grade core classrooms on the same street. So they are all on First Street. So as we talked about the interactions between 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, 6th graders get to have this hallway to themselves. And so as they get accustomed to the middle school level, they're around their peers for the entire day, passing each other the whole day. So it's a good layout for the kids. One thing we always try to do, or one thing we do as well, is we have a 6th grade orientation before the school year starts. And so we bring all the kids in the week before school starts. We give them their schedules and they get to go around, find their classes, get their locker, get accustomed to opening and closing that, get to know their teachers. And when they get here, it's not their first time going to find their classes. So it's a nice setup for them. We have a couple of areas where the kids can eat. Obviously, you guys are in the commons right now. This is our cafeteria. We've got food choices available for them. They have 2 different choices here. We have our mini lunch lines. We usually have 4 or 5 different options there. And then over there in the corner, that's our snack bar. Things to be aware of with the snack bar, we've got a bunch of different options over there. It is a little bit more expensive than school lunch. You can check what your kids are buying if you have a concern about that. They sell Izzy's and cookies and chips and pretzels and things like that with the snack bar. We also have different options for breakfast. Mary will talk to you a little bit about Second Chance breakfast. We We have breakfast before school starts, and then they get at 10 o'clock for our 6th graders. So they have 2 chances to come and get breakfast each day. They can eat both times if there are kids that are hungry throughout the day and want to grab a snack after they've had breakfast in the morning as well. So they can do that. They can eat here in the commons. They can also get out here in the courtyard. And they get a half hour for lunch. So after they're done eating, they can go out to the basketball court outside as well as the grass field, and they can go play and get some energy out there for the day. So that's our building. That's how it's laid out. And when we get to know those kids for 6th grade orientation, it's great. So we'll get an opportunity to explain that out to them, get them comfortable with it as well. So one of the things we work with our students really closely with is establishing this idea of liberty pride. So we have this motto, and it's positive, respectful individuals demonstrate excellence. And so you go and ask any 6th, 7th, 8th grader who's here right now and ask them what pride is, and they'll recite it to you immediately. This is everything we base our school around for our students. If you come from LACMIS, I know there's safe, responsible, or respectful, responsible, safe. A lot of our schools have these same similar mottos, and this is what we go by: positive, respectful individuals demonstrating excellence. The first 3 weeks of school, we have advisory classes where we focus on this pride idea. And we teach our kids exactly what we expect of them. We have very, very high expectations here because we know our kids can be. And so we lay out everything for them, what we expect in the classrooms, what we expect in the hallways, what we expect at lunch on the fields. And then we support them to allow them to reach those goals. These are also our hallway expectations, so just giving you examples. And these will be posted throughout the hallways when the kids come. They're coming next Tuesday. They'll get the chance to tour through the school, as well as for 6th grade orientation. We'll have all these things posted. We'll be going through all of our expectations with the kids repeatedly, because we know we have to tell them 2 or 3 times what that message is again. So we tell them throughout the year.
So the division of duties at Liberty, Stephen is our main disciplinarian as the Dean of Students. We used to have all of us doing discipline, and although we don't have a ton of discipline, we have 3 people doing 1 job. There's a lack of consistency, we were concerned about that. So Stephen's our main disciplinarian. He does a wonderful job. Our position on discipline is expect the kids to do the right thing, and we usually get that. Right? Our kids are very well behaved here. They're very polite. We always get comments from other schools when we do sporting events or go to concerts or whatever, how polite our kids are. There are times when during a sporting event, we would like them to be a little more aggressive, potentially more assertive, but they're so kind. They're just, no, you take the ball. No, it's good. So we joke about that, but they're very sweet. Our kids are very sweet. And we've heard only good things about this upcoming group of students. Really nice kids is what we're told, so we always like hearing that. Mr. Moeller is just joining us from proctoring. So this is Gary Moeller, he's our associate principal. He's also our test coordinator. So at this time of year, his life is really crazy based on we have 760 students that each have to take 4 tests, right? And then our 8th graders take 5. And it takes, we have 5 computer labs that takes all the place in the labs. And so we started testing on April 27th. We won't finish until June 5th, I think it is, or 9th. Ridiculous, really, it's just ridiculous. Luckily, our kids are really well prepared and they're gonna do fine on the test, but logistically, it's just really challenging. So we want to now just respond to questions. Something that's come up a lot lately is what is ISS? And so I just want to say right out of the chute, we do have a room called ISS, and that stands for in-school suspension. Our kids are really well behaved. Occasionally, they'll make a choice that causes them to be removed from the regular student population. If they won't be nice, then they can't be with the kids. They need to be nice. So usually once or twice is all it takes. We also use it for lunch detention. So kids will say, I got lunch ISS. They're just confusing the terms. Sometimes kids get assigned lunch detention. For example, if they play too rough on the playground, we'll say, you know what, you need to be kind, and we'll just have you come to lunch detention for a day and kind of think about that. So, our discipline statistics are very low. Kids don't often end up being suspended, but they will be suspended if they fight. That's automatic suspension. There are a couple of things that are just automatic. We're not having it. So just ask us questions as it comes along. Each student purchases, we require that students purchase a handbook at the beginning of the year. Our teachers go through the handbook in that first 3 weeks of school, as Stephen mentioned, And we ask you to sign off that you saw the handbook and has a consequence matrix in there, just what our expectations are, which is that our kids are nice, right? They're nice. Do they work and turn it in? Really, that's all we ask. So now if you guys would both step up, and we'd like to take your questions. And because we're creating a stream, whatever it is we're doing, then we'll repeat your question because the microphone probably won't hear you. So go ahead and ask the question.
Yeah. Before school starts officially on September 2nd, do we need to plan our summers out at the parks to get one for sports, or the week before? When should we plan on being around to be available for school?
Okay, so the question was, when does the activities for the school year really kick into gear? And I believe it's Tuesday the 25th is going to be our 6th grade orientation day. And usually, as far as 6th graders go, the spring or the fall sport would be girls cross country. And so they would be probably starting practice right around that time, around the 25th. It's usually about a week before school starts. So, yes.
So speaking of country, it doesn't sound like you have regulations. I'm curious if Alabama does have Texas affiliation as a goal, and probably at least half a dozen kids who run less than 60 miles in Alabama. Why would there not be a cross-country option for the boys who want to participate? After all, flying
So, in the Kansas School District, there are specific events for boys and for girls. And in the middle school level, cross-country in the fall is designated as a girls' sport. In the spring, we have track and field where boys and girls participate. So why boys don't participate in girls' cross-country is based on the Title IX requirements that we have equal opportunities for boys and for girls. This question comes up every year. Why can't boys participate in cross-country? Why can't boys play volleyball? And it's simply our district's decision based on the numbers of participants in all the sports and requiring equal opportunities for boys and for girls. Boys are generally overrepresented in sports. Girls' sports are often sports in which the teams are cut. There's a maximum number. But for example, football, our 8th grade football team will be immense. So that's why it's a Title IX legal requirement for cross country. I would welcome parents becoming involved in potentially crafting the boys cross country team, but that's why it's the way it is right now. In our league, there is no boys cross country in the entire league. At the middle school level. Oh, well, there's a running club. Yeah, there's a running club in intramural, so kids can train in the off season and then participate in the springtime. So look, we can talk about that offline and take some different questions. I'm vitally interested in continuing that conversation. No more questions? That's it?
Yes.
So our average classroom, so the question was, what are our average classroom sizes for our core classes? And for our core classes, our 30 to 1 is our target number for that. So 30 to 1 is typical. We could have anywhere, honestly, from about 25 to 31 or 32 would be typical in most classes.
So my daughter was concerned about getting drumming instead of drama. Will there be other opportunities for drama if they end up in the drumming rotation?
So if they're in the 6th grade rotation, they can choose drumming or drama as that third, well, it's the third piece. They can't do both, right?
No.
But as they move on to 7th grade and 8th grade, there'll be more opportunities.
Let me just add that. Because Gary's a testing person, I'm a schedule person. So we do take parent requests, and we try very hard to make that work for your student. We believe that if you believe your child will be successful in a particular program, then they will in fact be successful. We want them to be successful. So you can reach out to me via email. and I can make a notation in our parent request folder that you would prefer to have drama versus currency. We try to make that happen. It's not always possible, but we really try to make it happen.
How's high cap being handled? Oh. I know you didn't want that one. You know, they're doing the math placements, you know, next week, but English hasn't been dealt with, and things have changed. So how's the high cap placement being handled?
Okay. How much time do we have? Okay, so the question was about high cap, and if my answer doesn't answer the question, then please feel free to email and we can talk about it more. Students either were identified by parents or identified by teachers earlier in the year that they wanted to participate and have the option of being in high cap. Those who aren't already in high cap. And so those kids tested, took a COGAT test back in January, I believe. And then more recently, there was a multidisciplinary selection committee that went through and looked at the results of the self-assessments from the teachers and from the parents, and looked at the COGAT scores and grades and all of that information, and made the selections about who would qualify for high cap in language arts, who would qualify for high cap overall, and then who would qualify for high cap in math, although there's a little asterisk on that. So let's talk about math for a second. Kids might be labeled as high cap in math, but really what's important is that we serve their needs. So the COGAT test is a test of aptitude, not necessarily your current ability. And so we found this year that by just using the COGAT as a placement into the highest math class wasn't necessarily the best process, because they may have the potential, but they don't necessarily have all the skills that they should have at that time. So that is why all the kids are taking a placement test in math. And the way that test is going to work is all fifth graders are taking the test, and then the top % of those kids are going to be asked to take a more challenging test. And as they take that more challenging test and the results of that, that'll sort them into basically two categories. Category, the highest level of math, the name hasn't been 100% settled on yet, but we're just going to, I'll use the name compacted 7-8, meaning the kids in the highest level math class will take the standards part of that class will be the 7th grade and 8th grade standards compacted together. Essentially, they'll be able to skip the 6th grade standards because the test and their ability will show that they already know that. So that will be the highest level of math. The second level of math will be compacted 6-7. And essentially what that would be covering all of 6 or a lot of 6 and then half of the 7th grade. And that would be the second level of math. And then the third level of math would be regular 6th grade. So there won't be a high cap math, but the kids who basically they'll have their needs met based on their abilities. As far as language arts goes, we haven't seen the numbers yet, and so that will really dictate how we handle the language arts. If there are 45 kids in the high cap language arts, clearly we can't have one class of high cap because that's too many, and that's not enough for 2. So that'll probably require some creative scheduling, and we just don't have those answers yet. Okay. Did I bring more high cap questions?
Yeah,
okay.
Will it still be just 6th graders in the class?
Yes, yes. Still just be 6th grade was the question.
So when are they taking this test?
The math test that they're taking depends on the school that they're at and how fit their schedule. It should be by the end of next week, they should be taking that test. And then we'll have a fun grading party after school and figure out who needs to take the next test, and then it'll be that schedule. So it's pretty much notification on that. It's going to come out after school gets out as far as the final results.
I think it's important to reiterate that all 5th graders will be taking that math placement test. Or, you don't need to apply, you don't need to do anything. All 5th graders will take it, and then from there we'll figure out what to do with the kids. Make an educated placement decision. Other questions? So let me think for a minute, because you might think of something. I want to talk about just a few minutes talking about our building itself, but you may or may not know this was the site of Camas High School. It was built in about 1953 and then remodeled in about 2000 or 1983. And then again, in about 2005, we opened here in 2006. So you can see as you look around, we left this cafeteria intact from when it was Kansas High School before, because this is paper rolling through rollers at the mill. So that is the significance of this graphic. I didn't want to cover that up. I think that the mill, Milltown is kind of our, those of us who've lived here for a long time, we're the Milltown, and there are a lot of new people who don't really know that, so we left it there. And because we left that there, I also asked them to leave the tile. This is a total 80s floor right here. But I mean, I like it. I like it because many students, graduates, parents have walked on these tiles, and I just love that. I love the idea of that. There's also a message in the ceiling tiles that I'm not going to tell you. You have to figure it out for yourself. You may see some playing cards stuck to the ceiling, so we have every once in a while when we gauge that the students might be in a little tense time in the school year, or the teachers might, which of course trickles over. We have a magician who comes, Adam the Great. He comes and he scrolls around during lunch, does magic tricks with the kids. And these particular cards have been up there for 5 years now, 5 years. So he has the kids write their name on a playing card, and he throws the whole deck up, and then the name is the one that sticks to the ceiling. I don't know, it's magic. They don't know. And then I also see a pencil over here. That is not referring to me. I can't explain it. That was quite a toss though, because that's a really high ceiling. And then you may have noticed as you walk down, we're fortunate, I believe, to have carpets on the floors. It makes it's warmer, it's cozy, it's quiet. The carpets are now going into their 10th year. So they're looking a little ratty right now, but they'll be really clean when the kids come. We'll clean them and patch them when the kids come at the beginning of the year. As I was walking down and with the visitor's lens, I noticed those carpets are super ratty. So we can't really afford to replace them, so we're replacing patches as we go. We'd rather spend our money on resources for the students than carpet for the floor. Because when the kids are out there, they don't notice. This is our second wave of second chance practice coming here right now. Sweet children. So awesome. Questions? Yes, thank you. So the question is, how do you put money in their account? So you can do that online. If you go to their website, there's a link to the, what's it called? Mealtime Online, yeah. So you can put money there. You can send a check with students at the beginning of the year or any time when they're out of money, and they get deposited there. We do store their fingerprint as a digitized number. It's not an actual fingerprint, so they can just come up and they don't have to remember a number or have a card or anything. They just put their finger, it's been translated into a code, and in that case for their meals. We should also mention that students who run out of lunch money, which it happens probably every day, we ask the kids to just come to the office right quick, call home, leave a message, or talk to their folks and say, hey, I need some lunch money. And then right on pass, they bring it back, and then we feed them. We have an emergency lunch fund that was set up by moms a few years back. We take donations if anyone has it in their heart to donate to our emergency lunch fund, so the kids can get the actual meal that they chose. It used to be they would go through the whole line and choose what they wanted, and then they get to the cash register and they weren't able to take their meal. Well, that is not happening on our watch. That is not happening to our kids. So we just bunch them off. We just put money in their lunch account, and the kids get to eat their meal. It's just not a problem. We make sure they eat. So emergency lunch fund. They can't get an emergency sack lunch, but you know, it's a sack lunch, right? They didn't pick it. They want to go through the line and pick what they want. Other questions?
So the question was if the money transfers from their elementary account up to the middle school account, and yes is the answer to that question, it will transfer up. Oh, and it also carries over from year to year. And so if you have students who are here from 6th to 7th, they will transfer from year to year as well. Absolutely.
Okay, if you have like more than one kid, they're members together as a family, so you know, I now know what the middle school and two and elementary. They won't necessarily count to see for everybody, or whatever the middle school.
Okay. Our understanding is that if you apply online, then you can apply online to a specific student. It's not necessarily to like a group account. But I am free to admit I don't know the answer to this.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, you want me to find out?
We're just gonna ask. We're not sure, Ms. Pelcher's not here, she knows the answer to that question. Stephen will ask you. Question here? Absolutely. Yeah, her question is related to the calorie restrictions. Are they the same? Our district has a very robust nutrition policy. If you've not seen it, if you're interested in nutrition, it's really robust. It's prevents us from serving food of minimum nutritional value, and also very specific on portion size, the amount of sugar, the amount of fat. So it's a district nutrition policy. So it's exactly the same. So Ms. Pelcher isn't sure on that lunch question. I want to say that if you do online, you apply to your specific student. And if you have multiple students in one school, when I put money in my account, I put to my lunch account this amount on the bottom right of that little notation. This is not an emergency lunch fund. So you can delineate that way on a check if you want to. Yes.
What about like the robotics program? I noticed that you guys are taking Is that still an after-school program, or is that
So there's a question about robotics. And so we actually have a couple different things here. So with our STAR rotation, we have a tech class at 6th grade where they start learning some of those robotic skills in the classroom. So if they do that STAR rotation, they'll start working with robotics curriculum. It's Lego curriculum in the classroom. We also have it's an FLL robotics team. Next year, we're going to have 2 teams for robotics that will actually go and compete. And so you might have heard about our high school team. They've been wildly successful. We also have middle school teams that go and compete. And so there'll be 2 teams next year. Kids can get involved. It goes on throughout the school year. They meet once or twice a week throughout the school year. And during competition seasons, maybe a little bit more.
Okay, so what if your child uses like band or choir and they still join the robotics team, or is that not? Like, let's say they're doing it right now, small group, is that possible?
So the question was, if they're not in technology, can they still be on the robotics team? Absolutely. We want everybody who would like to compete. And so we have those 2 teams, but we really will take any and all interested with our robotics program. We don't turn kids away for things like that. If they want to participate and compete, we want them to come out and have that opportunity.
We also have the Science Olympiad, which is open to 6th and 7th and 8th graders. Knowledge Bowl, which is a Jeopardy type format where you compete in the league. So Knowledge Bowl, Science Olympiad, and robotics, those are all competitive teams. We also have clubs after school. There's an art club, there's a math club, there's a homework club. So whatever teachers are interested in, whatever kids can persuade their teachers to participate in after school, we will make it happen. We've had chess club before, so we know that kids who are involved in school are more successful in school. It's like jazz band, which 6th graders can't participate in jazz band, right? But as a 7th grader, they can audition for the jazz band, and that's 0 period before school starts.
We're new to the area, running $1 next year. I want to make sure that I get on all of this. So I'm registered, he's coming. So there's an extra, I can trails.
So her question is new to the area. If you're registered and you're attached to our school, then you'll get everything we send out via school messenger, which we haven't really sent anything out yet. We sent a reminder to come to this meeting today. So before you leave, could I please get your email and I'll make sure that you get that. So in August, we sent out a massive mailing. It's the only newsletter that we mail home at the very beginning of the school year, and it has things in there about dress code, which Director did help me remember. There's a student health inventory that is required, a letter from me telling you when things are happening. And that's the only paper newsletter we send out. What we ask is that you read it first, and second, if you want to continue to receive a paper newsletter, please tell us, and we will mail it to those few, about 10 families. Otherwise, it goes out via email. So So the communication with your teachers is online mostly at the middle school level. Our teachers all use a program called Skyward, so are elementary schools using that? No, so it's a grading program, it's an online grade book that you can check like every 5 minutes if you wanted to. I don't advise that, it'll go crazy. We advise you to check it maybe once a week, though, maybe on a Friday or something, right? So that you can, or maybe on a Thursday, so that when your kids come to school, they have missing assignments and you can check, have them check with their teachers so they don't get behind. It's really important that you stay informed on what's happening in school. Our teachers have a lot of students, they have about 120 students. And so they are happy to respond to emails or calls from you, but they're less likely to spontaneously send you a message. So we ask that you really be in communication with your child's teachers. We also, I think, when we showed you the bell schedule, when your kids are in STAR, when our kids are in STAR, then the teachers have common plans. All 6th grade teachers have plans at the same time, and that's when they meet with parents. So if you want to meet with the math teacher is likely to say, sure, come on in and we'll grab the science and language arts teachers as well. We as a team, so that they can share, strengths and challenges that they see with your student. So we really, really welcome you to come in and talk to your child's teachers. The orientation on the 26th is not 25th. I don't know, we'll get a letter. I think it's the 25th. It's a Tuesday of August. That's not meant for parent conferences. That's really meant for your kids to come in and become acclimated to Liberty and get their locker and, experience and assembly and things like that. We'll be offering sessions on that day too that you'll hear more about. One of those sessions will be Skyward. So we really recommend that you come if you can and attend that session. If you don't attend anything else, learn about Skyward. We have some tutorials that we'll post that will help you.
Do you have a question?
Are there parenting opportunities to volunteer?
So parent volunteer opportunities, there are quite a few parent volunteer opportunities. We're going to have the PTO up here in a little bit to tell you more about specific ones related to PTO. Should come up now, actually. We also have field trips. Traditionally, 6th grade goes to OMSI and the Portland Art Museum, and there's opportunities to volunteer for both of those trips. And I'll let you talk about PTO.
Okay, PTO. PTO in school world stands for Parent Teacher Organization. I know in work land it stands for paid time off, which is awesome. Here it's also really fabulous. I think it gives you the opportunity to really be involved and on top of what is happening with your child's education, yet not completely intrude on their time here at school. Because I know my daughter who's in 6th grade here loves for me to be involved as long as she doesn't see me in the hallway. And that is typical of any tween and high school student. You need to be involved and on top of them, yet not be all up in their business. So PTO, there's lots of different opportunities. We do staff appreciation every month. We have events throughout the school year. So starting off in September, we have Camp Liberty, which is great, and there is a lot of parent involvement in that, although it's not right up running activities. There are different things throughout the year. February, there's Friendship Flowers, there's March Madness in March, there's the PAW party that we're getting ready for at the end of the year. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved. We will have a PTO meeting next Tuesday night right here in this room at 6:30. We have fun prizes to give away because I'm not opposed to bribing people to show up. We have cookies and I think water and lemonade. Nothing more spirited than that because that would be wrong in school. So there's all kinds of ways to be involved, and we really encourage you to be active because the bottom line is, although developmentally, our middle school kids need to have some pull away and separation from us, which is hard. Really, in order to get the maximum out of their education, they need us to be involved. So PTO works really alongside the school to kind of make that all happen. And we do a little bit of fundraising, but it's really minimal. We just really want to support the school in whatever way we can. So that's due next Tuesday, and if you have any questions, I'll be in the corner.
You notice that our Spirit Shack is open. This is a PTA owner-operator deal where they purchase spiritware and it's available for purchase. I think they're trying to go to a more online ordering system so that it's more efficient for you. Our kids don't come in with a ton of money, right? So this isn't the best venue for selling, but she is open and available so you can see what's going on here. I want to get some swag for your kids, definitely. When Liberty opened, we had the opportunity to choose our school colors, and at the time, we looked at all the schools in the league, which is the Evergreen School District and Campus School District, and we mapped out all the color choices that were already taken. For example, you can't take green and gold because that's specific colors. And so what was really left to us ended up being red and black, which is awesome, right? Because our kids can take their Liberty stuff and wear it right to Campus High School, red and black. So we're red, black, and white or silver is what our colors are. So we have lots of color wars. Stephen is the advisor right now. So we have spirit weeks occasionally. We really want the kids like really crazy hair day. You might have seen poster on the way down, it's like wacky weeks coming up. And one of those is typically color wars. And so that 6th graders wear white or silver or gray, and the 7th graders wear red, and the 8th graders wear black. And that's just tradition. We've always just had it that way so that they can graduate from being the ghost people to being the red people and then the black people. So it's so your kids will, we do encourage you to spend money. Some kids go to the dollar store and kind of trick themselves out, but really we do encourage the kids to participate, and our 6th graders are the most participatory in those types of classes. I also want to mention, while I was thinking about it, all our teachers have websites. So if you go to any teacher, if you go to our Liberty homepage on the right-hand side, there's a list of teachers that all have websites, and most of them have documents. If you're looking for a specific assignment, it's very likely that you'll find it linked to the website. And through Skyward also, if you're looking at a grade and you see this lesson 12 volcanic activity, your child has that missing piece, it'll often take you right to that document if it's something that you could fill out and share with your teacher.
Does participation in band conflict with participation in
So the question was, participation in band, does it conflict with participation in school sports? Band is an activity throughout the school day, and so they'll come to class, they'll go to band every day. Our band concerts and our school sporting events do not conflict. We have our band concerts typically 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. I saw a bunch of kids go from our track meet on Tuesday straight to our jazz band concert at CHS at 7 o'clock that same day. And so we schedule those things around each other so that kids are able to participate in both those.
Which grade are students able to be a part of leadership or ASB?
That's a really good question. And generally speaking, 7th and 8th grade, we do grab some kids, pull some kids in the last part of their 6th grade year to kind of pave the way for them to be included in leadership. To be a cabinet member at this point, which is president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, we need to be an 8th grader, but we have 7th graders and 8th graders in leadership. Great opportunity for kids. Let me talk about dress code before I forget. Dress code, Mama Bird, right? And so I've had 3 kids, they all went through the campus school system, and our dress code is I think it's very strict. Maybe you won't think so, it's very strict. Really it's about length of shorts, that's the problem that we have. Anything that your child wears to school has to be longer than the fingertips when their arms are just flapping. I always get girls that come up and go, it's long, no, flap your arms. And if you're touching skin, it's not appropriate to wear. So I've been doing some suites at our feeder elementary schools. I want to meet the kids, right? So I've noticed a lot of girls wearing, shorts, and we just don't allow that at school. It has to be longer than the fingertips. They can wear shorts if they wear leggings underneath, right? So it doesn't hamper their ability to wear their little shorts. It just has to be covered. Holes in their pants can't be above that fingertip length either. They can wear tights under their holes. I know holy cheeks are kind of big right now. We don't want to see their skin. It is distracting. If you're a parent of a boy, I don't mean any offense, but middle school boys, it gets a little dicey. So we just really want the kids to not be distracted from learning. So just to make sure that whatever you buy for them for school is nice and long. And then bra straps, we don't like to see bra straps showing either. So we just say, I see that underwear when I do laundry at home, I don't want to see your underwear at school. So some of those racerback shirts and things, you want to be real sure that the bra straps aren't showing. Back in the day, we had sagging, like guys would wear their pants really low. We don't have that here, but when we did, we just provided a string or belt or something to get those pants up. No, of course, no, as you said, no drug or alcohol references on shirts or anything like that. So it's all in the handbook, and it's also the letter that I'll send you. It's just, learning is our focus. Right? Julie, your question. It reminded me of a question that I thought someone asked me they did about how old. So maybe it was sports. The sports at Liberty, when sixth graders can participate in, is the girls cross country, as we mentioned. Boys and girls can wrestle, which is winter season, and then boys and girls participating in track and field at the end of the school year. We do have 7th and 8th grade girls volleyball, and 7th and 8th grade girls and boys basketball. So 6th grade, the choices are pretty limited because of the league, the way the league is laid out. So that's their sport opportunities. So we're going to hang out here. I have, it's 10:20 and I have a meeting at 10:30, but we'll both, if you're available, we'll just hang out there, maybe some questions you don't want to ask in front of everybody. We just want to say thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. This will video stream tonight's event as well. There might be other questions that come up. These are typically, anti-bullying. Okay, so nobody asked about that, but we are really fierce advocates for anti-bullying. And we spend, as Stephen mentioned, at the beginning of the year, we talk about our expectations and we teach the kids the difference between tattling and telling. We teach them what bullying really is, which is an ongoing and pervasive pattern of behavior. And so we require that our kids come and tell us if someone's bothering them. They may not tell us, but they may tell you. So it's important that you let us know if there's anything going on. I think the kids think we know, which I don't mind that they think we know everything. It works in our favor a lot. But when it's something that may be happening that we just may not be aware of, please just take some time and let us know. The counselors visit all of the classrooms at the beginning of the school year and talk about, these are the things that we can help you with. This is what a bully is, and this is what it might look like, and this is what it might feel like. And then they take some information from the students anonymously, and they build counseling groups based on the information that they get. Our counseling team is fantastic. We also have a CMAR therapist at our school, 4 days out of 5, which is great. It's a community-based counselor for students who qualify for Medicaid. So we have 3 counselors in our counseling center, which is just an amazing opportunity for our kids to be heard. Question?
Actually, I have information about Boys Across Country that's brand new. There's a community education class that's going on, and they're meeting here after school starting in August through October for incoming 6th grade boys.
Great.
Great, that's awesome. So Campus Community Education is putting on Boys Cross Country, it sounds like. And so if you're interested in that, Mary Weishart with the district office is the contact for Campus Community Education. She can get you lined up with anything over there. Oh, their catalog's also online, so you can check it out on the website.
Okay, thank you for coming. Good job.